It's 1973, and I'm a sophomore in college. Dashing out of the dining hall, I stuff a powdered donut in my mouth. Just then, the dean of the college comes up to me and says, "We want to host a career conference. We want you to organize it." Mouthful of donut, I mumble something. The dean thinks I agreed. So back at the dorm, I'm thinking, organize a conference? Yeah, right. I can't organize a sock drawer. So I go from denial to panic. You know, I've got exams, papers to write, now this. Feeling overwhelmed, no one to talk to. Just then, I happen to see an old friend of mine, Frederick, and I feel better already. So we're in my room, sitting on the bed. He's listening to all my problems. Later on, we get under the covers and snuggle. Well, we end up spending the night together. Oh, Frederick, my stuffed teddy bear with button eyes. Yeah, I know, you laugh just like all the kids in the dorm did. You know, when I'm under pressure, he's there for me. You have your therapist, I've got my teddy bear, okay? Well, his pep talk worked, because the next day, I go into full planning mode. I mean, I've got timelines laid out pretty soon, target dates. For the first time, I'm like, I can do this thing. So the day of the conference comes, and I'm buzzing around, you know, last minute stuff. Are the microphones set up? Do the speakers have water? But by the middle of the morning, I'm like, the conference is going pretty well. You know, I glance back, the president of the college is actually here. He and some bald businessman in a suit are smiling and joking. That's a good sign, I'd say. So at the break, the two of them stroll up to me. I swear they look like two commercial airline pilots. You know that look, all confident and relaxed. I'm thinking to myself, I wish I felt that way. So the president of the college, in his pilot voice, says to me, "Robin, I'd like you to meet Mr. Philip Hogan. He's our guest VIP. Mr. Hogan is an EVP from AT&T. Whoa, that's a lot of letters. So he continues, I zoned out a second. He says, so good then, you'll take Mr. Hogan on tour. Meet him at Rhodes Hall. Take him to your econ class. Mr. Hogan has an MBA from MIT. Damn, what's with this alphabet soup? So 9 a.m. the next morning, I stroll over to Rhodes Hall to get Mr. Hogan. And I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, this conference is out of the way, survived my midterms, the pressure's off. Just this one last task. So I go up to him and I say, "So sir, are you ready to go?" He says, "Sure, why not?" So off we go. And I'm showing him around, trying to make small talk. And I say, "Doesn't the campus look lovely in the fall colors?" He says, "Yes, nature's beauty is a true expression of spirituality." Whoa, I had no idea businessmen were so poetic. So we go to my Econ 101 class, Introduction to Supply and Demand. Midway through the class, he whispers to me, "Geez, so you really understand this stuff?" I'm thinking, wait a minute, this guy's supposed to be a business whiz? Just then, a very annoyed looking college president comes in with the real Mr. Hogan. I look at him, look at the guy next to me. Oh no, I took around the wrong dude. Yeah. Turns out the guy next to me is a visiting professor in religion from Penn. So the president says, well, didn't you think it was odd when she came up to you at 9 a.m. and asked you to go somewhere? He shrugs and says, listen, at my age, when a young lady asks you to go somewhere, you don't ask questions. Then the real Mr. Hogan leans over and says, I know, all old men look alike. Thank you. Okay.